Back at it again on the Handyman business. Today's video is a question from a viewer, and it's all about OCD customers, annoying customers, a difficult customer, one that needs a lot of attention. So this viewer writes in and says, "Handyman, I'm currently on a project. It's for a woman. The house is 5,000 some odd square feet. She's very wealthy. I need this job, but she's OCD. And at the end of the day, I'm tired, my back hurts, and I can't deal with her." How do you deal with difficult customers that are OCD? Very limited information, but I wanted to give my opinion based off of my experience and training. Yes, customer service training. I've talked about it in the past. I worked for two Fortune 250 companies prior to going out self-employed. And they invested a lot of money in training their employees. A lot of that training was in personality profiling and communications. So you would immediately profile a person. Once they're categorized, there's certain ways to communicate with those different personality types. I built hundreds of houses, and at the end, there's a buyer, and I have to do what's called a buyer orientation meeting. It's the last meeting between me and the new homeowner. And I take them through their new house, I show them how everything works, and then they create the punch list. This is where I got most of my experience with anal, OCD, difficult customers. Is I just had an unlimited amount of trial and error to test and use what they trained us to do into real life. And a lot of them didn't go well. I mean, I was young. I was in my 20s. And it was a learning curve on how to talk to people. And at the end of the day, there was a very, very tight budget. When they would go through the house, crawling on their hands and knees, rubbing their face on the wall, we call them crawlers. Ah, man, I got a crawler. I was in this orientation meeting for 6 hours. It can be frustrating. You start getting anxiety and stress about, I've got 2 days before closing. How am I going to get every single contractor to come back here and just do some minor touch-ups or fix a crooked piece of baseboard? Subcontractors, they put up a fight, and the larger that punch list grows, the more difficult your job gets, and the more you are tested as a customer service rep of the company. With that said, I think it's a mental game for yourself. You have to remove yourself as the guy that's doing the work and have maybe just completed the work, and you are now a new person. You have a new job, and that is to please this customer, to show interest in their needs, not be defensive, not try to talk your way out of anything. I see it time and time again when I'm on large projects where there's other contractors and a customer goes to them and asks them a question. The contractor gets defensive, thinks that they're being overbearing or anal or OCD, and they start making excuses and say, oh, that's within spec, or that's industry standard, or that's within tolerances, or you selected this type of material. Even though the customer is not attacking, they have a genuine question. The mentality didn't switch from the guy who just put his blood and sweat into this work. It didn't switch to the guy whose new job is to focus on that customer, just address their needs and make them feel at ease. Mainly it's just answering questions and having a calm, confident tonality in your voice. It's happened to me. You get backed into a corner and you're like, man, I just want to go home. I'm starving. I've been sweating my ass off, working day and night. I just want this project to be over. That's a big factor in the success of your self-employment. As a remodeler or a handyman, maybe you're just painting or you're doing just trim carpentry. It's all the same. Now, I also always have to throw this part in. Stay away from them. Whenever I'm in like I said earlier, I have a ton of experience. Hundreds and hundreds of encounters with customers. Before I even started on my own, you got to read the customer. Do I want to work for this person? Can I exceed their expectations? You don't want to take on a job that you can't win. And winning is you exceed their expectations. They're as happy as can be, and they want to tell their friends and family about you. Just the other day I had a warranty call and it was through a long line of referrals. Of course, they didn't think it was a warranty. They were just having me to come back to do some work. I went back. It took an hour, and they were super nice. I had a good rapport with them, but not too much. They walked me out to my truck. I'm putting tools away. They're like, "So how much do we owe you?" Like I said, "No, you don't owe me anything." And they're like, "Well, what? What? Really?" I go, "Yeah, it's under your warranty." She goes, "Well, how good's the warranty?" I said, "Well, typically it's a year, but I said you're in my network of high referral customers, so if you ever have a problem, simple like this on work that I've done in the past, just give me a call." The guy was literally speechless. Couldn't believe it. Was not expecting that. Sure, I had a lot of drive time. It was on the south end of town. It was so easy. When you do this work for decades, it's so easy to do. Not very challenging. It's not like this remodel that I'm on. That can be a little bit more challenging. This was simple handyman stuff. So that customer service role really plays a major part in growing your network of happy customers and referrals. It takes practice. I've had tons of practice, and I'm still learning. Sometimes I'll be in one, and I'll be like, "Oh, get back to the truck," and I was like, "Man, you shouldn't have said this, or you should have followed up with this, or you shouldn't have talked too much about that." You're always learning. In order for this channel to really work, we need more than just one man's opinion. Put your experience below, and I want to clarify what the question is. We're talking not a nasty customer, just not like a total shit customer that you should never have worked for, but one, it's a good project. Hopefully you bid it right and you're going to make good money. They know a lot of wealthy people, and if you can get through this one correctly, it could lead to a lot of future high dollar work. They're just a little OCD. It means they're needy. They've got a lot of questions. I think that's about it. They just got a lot of questions, and they may be picky. Yeah, so they're needy with questions, and they're picky on the quality of work. How do you deal with that? Put them in the comment section below. Have you guys checked out Handyworks yet? Check this app out on your phone. Goodbye.